So that UConn USC game not only lived up to the hype as an actual game, it lived up to the hype when it comes to viewership because it got huge numbers on Fox. Let me preface this by saying the lead in certainly helped because I was at a function that night for the beginning of the game and I was trying to find Fox. I'm like, what channel's Fox? We got to put on this game. We got to put on this game. We got to put on this game. And then I realized, oh, Fox was already on from the Steelers and Ravens game. So they got handed this huge, massive NFL audience. And anybody who knows anything about TV will tell you how important the lead in actually is. But they didn't lose it. And this was promoted like it was a major event, right? Like this was sold like it was a major event. And they got the results like it was a major event. According to Fox, let me pull it up for you. They put out a PR statement to toot their own horn as they should have here. But 2.23 million viewers. The second most watched women's college basketball game ever on Fox. The most watched women's college basketball game on any network this season. Previously, it had been UConn and Notre Dame was the highest rated game. So UConn has the top two. And if you're curious, where it says second most watched women's college basketball game ever on Fox, the first was Caitlin Clark breaking the record at Iowa. But that's a big, big number. I mean, I'm trying to think of relative comparisons, right? I can only think of maybe a couple WNBA games that topped it. The All-Star game, I believe, topped that. And game 2 of the Fever and Sun series was just a little bit higher than that. That's bigger than almost every NBA number this year, maybe aside from opening night. So that's the frame of reference. That's the audience that is being delivered there. And that helps you create stars. So maybe you don't have to compare JuJu Watkins and Paige Bueckers to Caitlin Clark all the time because JuJu Watkins stands on her own. Paige Bueckers stands on her own. UConn has a big fan base. They draw a big audience. Their stuff does well. Trust me, I see it. They move the needle to a certain extent. So you get that easily digestible thing for people. JuJu, Paige, and off to the races. And it just continues this testament of what I've been saying about the women's basketball wave and how it's not stopping anytime soon. The rising tide lifting all boats. We had the sea change event that was CC at Iowa going to the pros. And now that audience is captivated and new people come in. And then you get me at this party going, yo, USC, UConn, let's watch. And when people walk away and you're at the end, yo, check it out. You know? And then people talk about it, and then it gets brought up on First Take as it did, which is a win for it to get brought up no matter the context. And clearly that number is a win, which bodes very, very well for March, especially if you can get the big dogs involved, the UConns, the USCs, the Notre Dames, and the South Carolinas. Those are the big four to me. Throw in LSU, I would probably put next. But, Iowa still has a fan base. There's a group of teams that has a fan base. UCLA, if they keep doing what they're doing, will obviously be in the mix. So I'm not trying to leave anybody's squad out. Please don't get mad at me. But to me, those are, the Hidalgo. You need the star power. Hidalgo and Watkins and Bueckers. And then South Carolina has its own sort of organic deal going on. So that's only going to go up in March. Then you're going to have Paige go into the draft. Then you're going to have the WNBA season start after this huge layoff that Clark has had. There's no turning back. There's no turning back. It's lit. Women's basketball is it.